Hi folks, we're going to take a look at number 4 from the Unit 6 quiz. So in this case here, they're giving us two functions and they want us to determine some end behaviors, and they're asking for some justification. Okay, so let's start with the first one here. So I think it's useful to actually write out the equation that you get. So you know that f over g at x is defined as f at x over g at x. So this is going to be 2 to the x over x cubed. Okay. Now, I'm only interested, they're asking me about the behavior as x goes to positive infinity. So they both individually go to positive infinity. Okay, so I'm dividing some number that's getting very, very large by another number that's getting very, very large. Okay, but this is where now we use our knowledge of how these functions are growing, and we know that y equals 2 to the x grows much faster than y equals x cubed. Okay, so this is what tells us that this function now, okay, so f over g, okay, must approach positive infinity as x approaches positive infinity. Because even though I'm dividing by this large number, it's nowhere near as large as the one in the numerator when I take a very, very large input. Okay, let's take a look now at f circle g at f. So again, let's write out the equation. So this is f at g at x. Okay, so f at x cubed, and so this just becomes 2 to the x cubed. And we're only interested in it as x goes to negative infinity. Okay, so again, let's start with the first function. What does the first function do as x goes to negative infinity? That first function also approaches negative infinity. Okay, so as x gets very large, the exponent is approaching negative infinity. And of course, what happens if you look at the function 2 to the x, okay, as x cubed goes to negative infinity, we know that 2 to the x cubed, well, is going to have to approach 0. Okay, so here we have that f circle g must approach 0 as x goes to negative infinity. Okay, so again, keep in mind what I had to do with this one here. I had to determine the end behavior of the first function, and then I needed to look at those outputs and see how that affected the second function. Okay, so in question A, I had to consider the end behaviors at the same time to see how they related to each other. For the composition, I had to consider the end behavior of the first function and see how those outputs affect the second function. Okay, that's it for this one.